Hello, farm family. How are we today? Today is February the 28th, and we're going to plant some potatoes today. So, all of January I was sick. To all my friends watching from Togo, I love you guys. I miss you so much. So I went on a special trip to Africa and came back and didn't get sick from being in Africa. Got sick from my grandchildren who just had a little runny nose, little coughs. Thought I was going to be fine, but unfortunately their runny noses and their coughs came to me and ended up in sinus infection, bronchitis, and I was wheezing. Couldn't even breathe and didn't know I couldn't breathe. So now we're at the end of February and I have so much to catch up on. I do have some plants in the nursery shed growing under grow lights. It's been crazy weather here, hot, cold, cold, hot. A couple of days ago it was 27 degrees. Today it's 69. So I looked at the weather forecast. I don't see any more cold snaps coming in. So normally I would have planted potatoes just after the February holiday, but I'm 2 weeks behind schedule, but we're getting it done still in February. I might not get all of these potatoes planted, but I've got 3 boxes that I'm gonna work on, 3 Vego Garden beds that I'm gonna work on and try to get these plants in the ground. You may hear some noise in the background because my dad and my husband are working on our gate, but it's going to be a full farm day, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you guys watching. We're going to get back on the roll of making sure that we get these videos pushed out, and we're going to start with the potatoes. So let's get them planted. So if you take a look behind me, I don't have a microphone, so I hope you guys can hear me, but if you take a look behind me, you're going to see that the farm is a hot mess because it's spring changeover season. And so that's what we need to be working on, as well as getting everything changed over for the new season. This is the bed that had the herbs in it. So it had basil, it had mint, it had some peppers in it, and it had a couple of red mustards. But everything has been pulled out with the exception of this mint. So I'm gonna go ahead and completely remove this from here because we don't need it to continue to grow in this box. And I may, it smells delicious, I may try to repurpose it, like remove it and repurpose it, but really for right now I just need to get it out of here so that I can use this box to put my potatoes in. So we got a couple of different varieties of potatoes that we're going to be growing this season. I got them all from Johnny Seeds, and I've had them about, I don't know, since the beginning of February, maybe, I think I got them in the beginning of February, but I've been letting them sit in the box so that they can develop the eyes on them that we need so that we can get them planted. And so this is the same Vego Garden box that I planted in last year for potatoes, and normally, you know, we would rotate, but this was a fresh bed of soil when I planted the potatoes in there. And so the only other thing that's been in here, like I said, is those herbs and a couple of peppers and a couple of mustard greens that I was growing in this box. So it's pretty clean soil. So I feel like it's okay to replant the potatoes in here again. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm just digging around in here to see if I missed any roots or anything like that. So I do see a couple of weeds and a couple of plants on this side that I'm gonna just go ahead and gather up. Let's get those out of there. And I am going to amend this box with some bone meal because that's going to help the potatoes develop and grow. And every single year when we plant potatoes, that's what we use is bone meal to fertilize. So I'm super thankful to have these raised garden beds because it's going to make life a lot easier. I don't have to be digging in the soil. And I'm pretty sure that I decided that I'm gonna plant the potatoes solely in the raised beds this year. And that's what we're gonna do. So that's clean enough for me. I think that's gonna work. So let me go grab the bone meal and then we'll start making rolls and plant some potatoes. There's that noise I was telling you guys about. So I hope you can hear me. Okay, so now that the noise has died down and I've got you guys closer to me, what I'm gonna be doing, I really should put on a hat because who knew the sun was gonna be this bright right here, but for now I'm okay. I brought you guys closer so I can show you the actual potatoes that we purchased. And I don't know if you can hear me in the other video segment or not, but I was saying that last season someone made a suggestion to put the work gloves on over the rubber gloves because I always wear rubber gloves to protect my skin from the ants because my body and ants, we just don't get along. And so I'm trying something new this season. I've got on the work gloves, but I got the rubber gloves under it to see how that does. And I don't know, it might be fine right now because the temperature is only 69 degrees, but as it warms up and the summer kicks in, I might be like, no, I can't do both. So we'll just see. But here are our seed potatoes right here. And like I said, we did get these from Johnny Seeds. These are the organic dark red Norland potatoes. And I did some research on these, and these are supposed to grow really, really well in our area. So I'm excited about growing them. And I did go over and grab the bone meal from my she shed. And so we are going to be using I've heard this pronounced Hobies, I've heard it pronounced Jobs, but I don't know which one it's really called, but this is what I use every single year, the Jobs, Hobies, however, Hobies, whatever you say it, organic bone meal. And I also use the organic blood meal when I fertilize our onions, which I've already planted onions for the season. I just didn't have time to record because I needed to make sure that got done pretty swiftly. But today I do have a lot of time, so I'm going to be able to plant potatoes with you all. So when it comes to planting seed potatoes, what you want to do is look and see where you have the eyes at. And so these potatoes are pretty sizable. And so what I'm going to do is cut them in half. And I'm going to make sure that when I put them in the holes, that the eyes are going to go up, because that is how you're going to make sure that your potato grows properly. So I'm just, for this one, for example, I'm just going to slice it right down the middle, and it has some eyes growing here, has some eyes growing here. So this will become 2 potato plants for me instead of 1. And where I have one that has eyes all over the place, like this one has a lot of eyes, I can probably do, oh, some of those just fell off. I can probably do 3, maybe 4 cuttings off of this, but I'll probably only do 3, 2, 3 at most. So let me go ahead and set you guys back over on the other side while I get these sliced up, and we'll start planting. So I'm just making the trench right now so that I have somewhere where I can drop the potatoes at as I'm getting them ready for planting. And once I make the trench, the very next thing that I like to do is then take the bone meal and I'm going to sprinkle it down the entire trench. And I'll do this the whole time. Now this, I'm going to be honest and say that some of this was outside in the rain, so it did get a little wet at the top. But nevertheless, it's still good. We're going to use it. All right, let's cut up the potatoes. So this is that first one that I showed you guys. So I'm literally just gonna give it a good slice, like so, 2 halves, and then we're gonna plant those. And so I'm sticking them in the dirt. Maybe that's about, maybe like 6 inches apart. Because I want the plants to have time to grow and up and develop into beautiful potatoes. And this box is probably maybe 3/4 of the way full. So that means that there'll be lots of room for me to add in soil as we need to, while we are while the plants are growing. Excuse me, I had a brain fart. I'm sure that happens to you guys sometimes, right? And so I'm going to plant this one, and you're just going to put the potato side down like so, and then that one's going to go into the ground. And I think this one has a bunch, so I'm going to do this. No, I'm just going to leave it like that. It'll be fine. It's going to leave it like that. I don't want to make too many cuts on it. That one's in there. I think 4 is good. I think that's good. Now I will show you guys what this looks like before I cover up the hole so that you can see it. I'm really trying to decide if I should do one more, but I don't want the plants to be too close together. So I'm going to move that one over a little bit, this one over a little bit, that one over, that one over, and then I can do 5. And that looks good. I'm gonna bring you guys in a little bit closer. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Down the row, eyes up. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna continue to work. More space between rows because I am in the raised bed. I'm not going to give it a ton of space, but I do want to give it a little bit more space between the rows. So that when I'm done, I should end up with what I hope to be 4 rows with 5 plants each in this raised bed. I can just put it right in there. Like that one's a pretty good size. And others, we're just gonna cut in half. Okay, 2 rows down, 2 more to go. This bed looks pretty clear. I do see some earwigs in here, but no ants, which is great. Earwigs are not the best for planting potatoes, but you know, they gotta go somewhere. So we do what we need to. Some of these are a good enough size where they can just go right in the ground. So that's what I'm going to do with that one right there. All right, coming closer to you guys. I just want to have one more row in here. And then this box will be planted all the way. And I've grown red Norland potatoes before, but this is the first year where we've gotten them from Johnny's. So we're gonna see how these potatoes do us. If you guys remember the video from last year, if you've been here that long, thank you for being here. If you're new, we planted potatoes late last year. I can't remember why. I don't remember why they went in the ground late. Ooh, there's a really nice worm in here. I can't remember why they went in the ground late, but they did. And so, because it was getting late in the season and it was getting hot, I had to get them out early. Whew. I love it when we find little creepy crawlies in the soil. Well, these kind anyway, because these are the good ones. These are the worms that you actually want in your soil. You want these to be in there because they're aerating the soil. They leave behind their good poop. So they're casting. So you want all of this to be in the soil because it's really, really good for you. So yay, I'm so thankful for that, earthworm. Thank you for being there. Cover him up because they like to be deep in there. What I was saying is that last year our potatoes went in the ground late. I can't remember why, but I had to pull them up early because it was getting too hot, it was getting too rainy, and I was really worried about something getting to them. So the potatoes that we planted last year did not get their full growing season. So these are about 2 weeks behind, but 2 weeks isn't terrible. So these will be fine. I'll let that one just sit as it is. Don't you hate when you're trying to plant potatoes and you're pulling them out of the bag and the eyes are falling off? Like, no, I need you to be on there. Stay. Please stay. Here's my 5. All right, gonna get those all covered up. Smudge some of that dirt over there because there's lots on this side. Grab that soil because dirt is a 4-letter word that we don't say. Okay, 1 box down. I've still got a couple of Norland potatoes left. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. Oh, 5.5 potatoes left. Still got 5.5 Norland potatoes left. So I will figure out some place for them to go, but this first box is down. So from here, all we do is water it in, and then we wait for the plants to begin to sprout above the soil. And that's the best part, because you know that you did it right. So I'm going to continue to plant potatoes. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you being here. Stay tuned for more videos to come. If you're new here, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel. Liking this video and subscribing to our channel. I am going to be pushing out videos twice a week. Now that I feel better, everything's better, and I can actually get out here and get it done. And as you can see, the farm is a little bit of a hot mess, but we're going to get it done the best way that we know how. 1 bit at a time. So I'll talk to you later. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.